we are back with another video, and today I have a review for the brand new Nike Mercurial Superfly 9 Elite in the Kylian Mbappe edition colorway. If you guys want to see a review from a real footballer, then let's get to it. Starting off with the price, you can get these for $295 USD, 290 euros, or 260 pounds. Now, if you just want a regular base Superfly 9 without this special Kylian Mbappe colorway, it actually is going to be cheaper. So if you're not super fond of these or don't really care what color they are, then just go for a regular colorway that's not special edition, and they'll actually be cheaper. Now, this colorway has a lot going on to it. First of all, just for the color, we have this nice beetroot color. Then we have this maroon color going up through the sock. And then we have this nice crimson red, some nice sky blue, neon purple, and some gold accents in there, which I think looks super clean. Now, if you guys just don't know, Mbappe is actually of Algerian and Cameroonian descent, which is seen a little bit all over this boot. Now on here we have some Cameroonian and Algerian patterns on here on the heel, a little bit throughout the Nike swoosh, and on the Air logo. This is just to go back to his heritage and of course connect to Mbappe even further. Now when it comes to his logo, it's actually kind of all across the boot, pretty minimal though, and kind of cleanly put in there, which I really like. We have the M incorporated to the Nike swoosh, the KM on the heel, the KM initials on the tongue, and then all across the boot on this purple pattern, we have his logo. It's honestly really hard to see, but I actually like it because it's kind of just cleanly put in there and actually blends better with the boot than just slapping his logo all over. Now to get on the most important part, Nike's new technology within this boot. Now we see the regular Flyknit running through the sock and all the way throughout the boot, but on top of that we've kind of been some experimental things with the MBAPPE'S Plus. There are some MBAPPE'S Plus branding on the boot, which is their new technology, and pretty much it's kind of this meshy feeling texturing on the top that gives you a better grip, faster break-in time, and honestly a better one-to-one feel with the football. I can say this is not capped, it actually feels a lot better, definitely a lot softer out of the box than previous Mercurials, not so just stiff. This is after a few break-in times, and honestly it's really nice and flexible, feels really good, and honestly has a really great look to it. You can actually see where it comes and cuts off from the Flyknit. It kind of goes from this nice deep purple to the maroon. I honestly think it looks super clean and adds a nice little gloss to the football boot. Now with the sock, it's a little bit different than the upper. It's just their plain bare Flyknit, similar to other socks we've seen on the Mercurial Superfly. Super stretchy, flexible, but still really hugs your foot in there. And actually something that I've noticed different than previous generations is this kind of connection between the sock and the lining of the boot. It's a little bit smoother and I haven't felt as much rubbing. Previously Superflies would give me blisters, but right now I'm not feeling as much rubbing. So if you've also had this issue, you might want to try these out. Now, if you have that new change in material is kind of cool, then you're going to want to listen to this. There's a brand new Nike Air Zoom unit in this football boot. It runs right between the layer of the stud plate and the actual start of the material of the football boot, so right in between there, kind of where it would be on a regular athletic shoe. Now, I bet I can say what you're thinking. You're going to think this is just for marketing, there's not that much in there, and that's what I thought too. I thought it was going to add nothing to the football boot, but it actually adds quite a bit. When trying these on compared to the old Nike Mercurial Superfly, I wasn't too excited, but these actually felt a lot different. Just jumping up and down, I could feel the nice bounce and rebound, and it honestly felt super comfortable. Now, old Mercurial Superflies in the past used to have the carbon fiber plate, which I really liked and gave a nice quality to the boot. They've stopped doing that, and I haven't really enjoyed it as much since, but now this new Air Zoom unit is something very interesting. It actually adds a lot to the full boot, a lot of balance, a nice rebound, and a really fast change of direction. I even felt fast in that, and that's saying a lot. Actually something really nice to see, and if you had Nikes in the past, you definitely want to check it out because it feels totally different. Now, if you guys don't know, Nike makes a pretty popular running shoe that actually has been banned in some competitions. These running shoes actually hold the Air Zoom technology as well as carbon fiber. Think if they put both that in a football boot. Now I say boots can't make you play better, but they can make you play worse. But if you had that in your boots, I think I'd be running faster than Mbappe himself. I also wanted to see what the Air Zoom unit looked like, so I lifted up the insole, and if you look inside, you can actually see like the clear plastic over it, and you can actually squish it. It feels like an Air Max sole on a shoe, which is really cool. Now if you're wondering, it is more in the forefront of the boot and not really in the heel at all though. Of course, for any lightweight boot, we gotta put in the weight test, so let's go see. These came in around 5.95 ounces or 168 grams, which is super light. This is pretty average for most lightweight speed boots on the market, so definitely not falling off here, especially with all this technology packed inside. Now when it comes to sole, we're also seeing something very different. I mean, it seems like Nike totally redesigned their boots here, which they don't usually do that often, but I'm excited for it. If you guys don't know, Nike usually uses the chevron stud pattern. It's really great for up and back directional movement, but for side to side, it doesn't feel as safe and stable. Now Nike calls this their tri-star studded plate, which is great for up, back, and side to side. Now when trying this on the AG, I was a little bit nervous since I never used FG on AG grass. It's more of a hazard and can aid in you getting injured easier. But when trying this, I was actually pleasantly surprised. It felt really good and had really nice directional movement. I wouldn't say I'd switch this to my AG football boot. I definitely prefer my AG specific studs, but it's still really nice to see that they're making those improvements. Now talking more about the Air Zoom unit, you can actually see the logo right here, and there's one on the heel right there. But if you look pretty closely, you can actually feel and see the Air Zoom unit, which looks really cool. It's not as much seen in the heel, and I don't even feel it in the heel, but the logo's still there, so whatever. Now, before I get into my final opinions, let's go ahead and flip to the clips of me trying these out on the pitch and seeing how well they perform. These boots are actually really great. I really like them. They're definitely very revolutionary for the football game, but I wouldn't say I'd pick them as my first pick football boot. But if you're coming from another Nike football boot, you're gonna like these a lot more. I currently wear Pumas, and although these are really great, I still see some factors that could have improvement, and that these aren't the highest quality football boots. Nike's definitely making great strides towards their football boots, and I've definitely seen major improvements in these compared to last year's and the year before. These are probably one of the best Nike football boots I've seen in a while, like 3 years or so. If you're coming from like a Mizuno, a New Balance, or Puma, don't switch to these because you'll be sadly disappointed. I'm not saying these are awful, but they're just not up to the standards that I've tried in the past, and my Pumas definitely are better than these. The padding overall is really nice, a little bit wider than usual, the stud pattern's cool, and the Air Zoom unit is definitely one of the most key highlights of this boot. Honestly, just a little overpriced for what they are, but still cool what Nike's doing here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe down below, turn on those post notifications, and like this video. All links in the description down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Sucker out!